With that down, let's move on to main topic number 4. And the fourth main topic today comes to us from Michael, who writes, John, have you heard the reactions of Far From Home? That's Spider-Man Far From Home. Reading these reactions are making me even more excited for the film. So my question, what do you think of these reactions? And are these going to help push the film to even more than to hit 1 billion? All right, thanks a lot for the question, Michael. And yup, Spider-Man Far From Home, the social review. Sony is taking a page out of Marvel's playbook here, lifting the social media review embargo really early. And they've lifted the social media review embargo. Full review embargo hasn't lifted yet. And the response has been nothing short of insane, including, now remember, there are a couple of Spider-Man movies that I think you can make legitimate arguments are amongst the best comic book movies ever made. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I personally heard from a couple of people that saw it that said this is the best Spider-Man movie ever. And I'm like, wait a minute, time out. Better than Spider-Man 2. And they're like, I think it's better than Spider-Man 2. Better than Spider-Man or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's hard to compare. You know, my buddy told me it's hard to compare animated to live action, but if I had to watch one again right now, I'm watching Spider-Man Far From Home right now. And I had a couple of people telling me that. Now, on top of all that, some other critics have jumped online, started sharing their thoughts as well. We're going to start off with, where did he go? He's right over, here we are. All right, so I'm going to first start off with Sean O'Connell, right? Okay, friends, Spider-Man Far From Home is jaw-dropping. First half is a lot of fun, coasting with the good vibes of Homecoming, but the second half is extraordinary, delivering the best Spidey action ever and most shocking ending to a Spider-Man movie ever. I don't want to know any more about that, to be personally honest with you. Brandon Davis wrote, Spider-Man Far From Home is an absolute home run. It is so much fun. It's huge in and of itself. It gives the future of the MCU in a surprising way. Tom Holland, Jake Gyllenhaal, just a lethal and awesome combination. And these things, this is where it was across the board. This is across the board. I read one reaction that said, I give it a B+. Maybe a B. I read one reaction that said, I give it a B. That's the most negative thing I saw regarding Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, you guys know I don't go to many press screenings anymore. I pass it up. I'm just going to wait to go this thing opening night. I want to go and watch this with everybody. So I'm going to go see this opening night. I thought this looked good. I love what they did with Spider-Man Homecoming. I really enjoyed that film. I've been saying that I believe Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be a $1 billion film. It's going to join the $1 billion club, exceeding that of Spider-Man Homecoming. But I was not expecting to hear from people personally and reading from these reactions online of some people. Now, let's be clear, not everybody is saying this is the best Spider-Man movie ever. But I didn't think I would hear from anybody saying this could be the best Spider-Man movie ever. Maybe part of that is the initial rush of having seen it. Who knows? But I'll tell you what, Rob, I was excited for this movie. Not jumping up and down for it, but excited. I think the trailers have been good. Not losing my mind good, but really good. I thought this would make over $1 billion. Dude, my enthusiasm level for this movie has just gone through the roof. I want to see this movie tomorrow now. I'm thinking about maybe taking up one of those press screenings now, just because I'm so excited to see this thing. Rob, you're hearing these reactions right now. Does anything about them surprise you at this point?
No, I mean, this always looked good to me. Hearing that, also a lot of people have been praising Jake Gyllenhaal's performance as Mysterio.
Oh yeah, ad nauseum, absolutely.
And I love the fact that somebody was tweeting about how it really deals with the MCU universe, the world.
We don't want to say too much, yeah.
Post snap, you know, like we've talked about dealing with, like, where's the world? People are like, well, in Infinity War or in Endgame, you know, Spider-Man's 5 years later. Like, how are his friends alive? I like the fact that they're going to deal with all of these things apparently. But I think this is going to be a special movie. I'm really excited for it. Now, I was a detractor. I did not love Homecoming.
Really?
I didn't love Homecoming, and I had a number of reasons for that. But I didn't. I liked it. It was good, but I didn't love it. And I think, well, I don't even know. I can't even say that. But this looks more up my alley, I guess. And I'm really looking forward to this movie. I've been looking forward to it since we first saw things drop. Everything about this movie looks delightful, and hearing the resoundingly, I didn't read that B+ review or whatever. I've only read great stuff. I've only heard great things from people, and people said, by the way, go in cold, because apparently there's some really interesting plot twists in the film that that you
Yeah,
shouldn't.
which I'm also
don't have
hearing.
spoiled for you.
Yeah, I'm hearing some major,
And I
major
don't know what
things.
those are.
Yeah, neither do I. But I'm hearing major things happen in this movie that are perception changing, is what one person said to me. I'm like, all right. And you look, I'm with you. Look, I loved Homecoming, but there were a couple of things about this movie that I was wondering about. It's like, really? Your first one after Endgame is going to be a Spider-Man movie? And I love Homecoming. And really? You're going to make Mysterio? Like, I know Kevin Smith lost his mind when they were going to make Mysterio because he's one of his favorite guys. But me, I was like, really? Mysterio? Really? But then we saw the trailer with him in it. It's like, okay, this looks pretty good. And Jake Gyllenhaal, the most recent trailers, of course, with showing Jake and Tom Holland together. And I'm telling you what, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited. And we're only less than 2 weeks away now. We are less than 2 weeks away from Spider-Man Far From Homecoming. Guys, let me put the question to you. Now that you're hearing all these reactions and responses from people who have seen the movie, what's it doing to your excitement level? You're like, hey, you know what? It's their first, they just came out of the movie. I'm not going to get too wound up over their initial excitement because sometimes that dissipates. Or you're like, oh my God, now I really can't wait to see this movie. Where's your anticipation level right now for Spider-Man Far From Home? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.